What's up, guys? I brought back the That's Just Mito t-shirt. If you didn't know, a lot of people asked me to bring it back. You can get yourself one. I think you have until March the 16th this time to order one, so go ahead and do that. It would be really cool. If you want a shirt or if you just want to support me, that's a good way to do it. If you want to check out the shirt, you can do so at teespring.com/DJMD. You've got like less than 2 weeks to do it, so if you want to, you need to go and get in there. Hi, I'm T1J.
Follow me.
It's time for another episode of T1J Q&A, where I answered questions that you've sent me on social media. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Who is the best Ninja Turtle? You know, people always say that everyone picks the Ninja Turtle that is most like them, that their personality most resembles. And that's weird for me because none of the Ninja Turtles really specifically, I think, resemble my personality, although some are close. But anyway, my favorite Ninja Turtle is Michelangelo. He's the funny one, he knows how to have fun. Usually I pick that character when there's like, you know, the typical foursome. I always pick the fun-loving character. That's usually the one that I like. The one that mostly resembles me is probably Donatello though. So like somewhere in between Donatello and Michelangelo. Has there ever been a topic you've been intimidated to address on YouTube? Did you end up doing it? Well, I think the best example of this is when I did a video about veganism. And I've said for years, like people ask me all the time, like, well, you gonna make a video about veganism? And I was like, nah, I don't really want to do that because it's people get mad. But then like one day I was just like, fuck it, let's just talk about it. And of course, it went horribly. It went so horribly that I ended up unlisting the video. And it's not just a lot of people disagreed with me, because I make videos that a lot of people disagree with all the time, as you probably know. The thing about veganism is people treat veganism like almost like a religion. Like it's almost indistinguishable from a religion. Specifically a thing where if you disagree with it, people look at you as if you are an evil person. When you have that sort of mindset, it's really hard to promote any kind of good discussion. So yeah. To answer your question, yeah, that's happened. Do you ever think you'll move out of Birmingham, and if so, where do you think you would go? I don't know. I think there's a strong possibility that I do eventually move out of Birmingham. Birmingham is pretty cool, but there are better cities in the world. If only because of the weather. The weather in Birmingham is all over the place and usually bad. It's almost always like too hot, too cold, or too wet. As for where I would go, I don't know really. Within the United States, obviously somewhere in California is like the most ideal place for someone like me because I work within the media entertainment landscape, and also like I'm a liberal person, and that's a pretty liberal state for the most part. And also the weather in California, especially Southern California, is amazing. But I'm thinking that I want to try to move to a different country, but I need to do a lot more research about where I would go in that case. You mentioned a while back that you were trying out meditation. How has that worked out for you so far? Yeah, I mentioned on my social media that I had started thinking about meditation and trying it out. And you know, I didn't really look too deep into it. I just sort of downloaded an app for beginners and just went from there. It's kind of hard to measure the effect and to see like whether it's been beneficial, but I can say that I like doing it and it relaxes me, and that in and of itself has encouraged me to continue doing it. But I still have yet to see if it will have the long-term amazing beneficial effects that it's supposed to have. Don't know if you've done anything addressing catcalling. Maybe you've touched upon it before. I actually did a video about catcalling. I'll link to it in the little card up there. When will you have another pregame? For those that don't know what this refers to, I used to do these live streams where I would pre-game for going out, which means you just sort of have a few drinks in advance before you head out on the town, just so you have a buzz when you show up and you spend less money, or at least that's the idea. And I used to just live stream as I was pre-gaming and interacted with the viewers, and I would usually have like my friends on with me, the people that I was about to go out with. So for one, the friends that I used to pre-game with were all in kind of like different situations in life, mostly having to do with work. Like everyone just works all the time really and doesn't go out as much as we used to. And also when I do go out, at least me personally, I don't know about them, but when I do go out, I don't pre-game anymore because I realize that pre-gaming just makes me get more fucked up than I want to be over the course of the night. And it's like, it doesn't matter that I'm saving money, I'm just getting way too drunk and acting stupid probably, and even if I don't, I have a massive hangover the next day. So I had to just not pre-game. It's like, if you're gonna go out, just spend the money, get a few drinks there, and then go home. Don't drink like 5 drinks before you go out. That's not a good idea. But I do still live stream sober if you want to watch that. Most of my live streams these days are on Twitch, and I know most people know Twitch as a site for games, but they also have a section on there called the IRL channel where you can just, you know, hang out with your fans and stuff like that, and I use that every now and then myself. But I do also play video games on Twitch if you're into watching me play video games, but even if you're not, I still interact with the chat. Like the other day I was playing like like World of Warcraft or something while having a chat about politics with my audience. So, you know, you can still come and hang with me even if you're not into the game. But I'll put a link below to my Twitch channel if you want to check that out. It's twitch.tv/the1janitor. I like live streaming on Twitch more than I like live streaming on YouTube, so I'm probably going to use Twitch for the time being. And every time I go live, I upload a short video to my main YouTube channel letting you know that I'm live. So just keep an eye out. Is it possible, or more importantly, right, to separate art from artists? Can you enjoy art done by bad people? Well, yeah, of course you can. And this is beyond, you know, like whether the artist is a bad person. It's like the art and the person who made it are two different things regardless. Like, I think in general it's a bad idea to equate the nature of someone's art with the nature of that person in particular. I mean, a lot of times the two things are related, but sometimes they aren't really. That's what's cool about art. We can use it to express ideas that run contrary to how we would normally act, whether how you would normally act is good or bad. But yeah, like Bill Cosby is an alleged rapist, but that doesn't mean that the Cosby Show isn't amazing. It's still an amazing show. And Heathcliff Huxtable, the character played by Bill Cosby, is an amazing character. Like, to me, it's very clear that those two things are separate. What would it take to get us all of every ideology to stop hurting each other and talk? The problem is we think of discussions and debates as competition. People literally describe things as a war, like the culture war. Like, people think it's a competition where one side has to win, and that's the problem. Once we start thinking of this as a discussion and a collaboration, once we start understanding that we're all in the same boat and, you know, the future of society affects all of us equally and we have to work together to figure all that out. Once that happens, maybe then things will get a little more civil and we can actually reach some conclusions. Okay, that's enough questions. Thank you for everyone who sent in questions. I do like a Q&A basically once a month. Leave me some more questions in the comments below for next month's video. Check out the That's Just Mito t-shirt at teespring.com/DJMD. If you're new here, go ahead and click that subscribe button. I make videos where I try to start conversations about social issues, politics, current events, and pop culture. And if any of you longtime subscribers find any value in my videos, or if you just want to support me, consider becoming a patron on Patreon. Big shout outs to all of the new patrons for the past couple months, and double big shout outs to the T1J custodial crew, aka my top patrons. And remember, be honest, be assertive, be kind, and be open-minded. Stay hango.